The preceding program was brought to you in part by FTD. FTD.com for all of your gift giving needs. Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti. My guest this evening is Pastor Nicole, who is with the First Church of Christ in Clinton. Pastor Nicole, welcome. How are you?
Thanks. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Well, thanks for coming down. So, Pastor Nicole, maybe if you can tell us a little bit about your background and how you became pastor.
That's a good question. So I'm an ordained minister in the United Church of Christ, which is the Congregational Church, and I originally grew up on the coast of Maine, and went into ministry as a young adult. I went to seminary when I was 22, and so I've really my whole adult life I've been serving churches. I started in Chicago, but then I've been in Dayton, Ohio, Providence, Rhode Island, and before this I was in Windsor, Connecticut for about 9 years. Wow. And then earlier this year in February, I moved to Clinton, and just really love the area, love the people, just the ministry that is happening here, and love being on the coast of Maine, having grown up on the coast of Connecticut, having grown up on the coast of Maine.
And I'm sure it snows on the coast of Maine.
It does. We didn't get much snow here. I always tell people, I know people complain about the cold weather in New England, but I'm like, I'm from northern Maine. I don't think that you're going to win the bad winter contest here.
Up in northern Maine, you're definitely going to win the bad winter contest.
Yes, I think so. But anyway, it's been really great. I just love Clinton, love the church and the people, and just really excited about being here.
So tell us a little bit about the church. Obviously, you're right across from the town hall in Clinton, so you guys are on the hill.
Exactly. Well, the history of congregational churches in New England, the church is when the town started, and so we are that first church because we started to organize the town as an English settlement and all of that. So it's really the place of the church today in the center of the town with this big campus and all of that is like a remnant of the history when the church and the town were really connected, and the cemetery and the school and all of that was like one all connected. But of course the church has grown and changed with the times. Now we are a church that does a lot of work in the community to support the social programs of the community, just to be a good support of the community. So we have this big campus, but we don't just use it for worship and Bible study and Sunday school. We use the facility for helping the community. So we host the Clinton Food Pantry, which is the largest from the Shoreline Soup Kitchen and Food Pantry. We get anywhere from 350 to 500 families a week using that food pantry. Yes, and so the church gives I think it's 6 rooms or a huge area of the church free of charge for the food pantry and supports that important program because the town doesn't have its own food pantry.
No.
So this is, the church really helps with that, with the shoreline. And then we have our own medical equipment program where we're loaning out medical equipment like walkers and canes and things like that. And then we recently, in the last 10 years or so, purchased the Academy building.
Next door.
Yes, and so we did that so that we could help do something important for the community to support, building it up. And so the church did searched around and put the word out, like, what does the town need and what can we do to help? And so that's how first it was the Kids Connection, now it's the Shoreline Theater Academy, which serves from young kids through young adults even. And this summer they've been so busy with camps and productions on the lawn, and now that's part of our support as well, is hosting this program for the kids in the town and for the whole community. So we're constantly trying to reach out and figure out how we best can, build up Clinton, the residents, make this a great place to live. And also, of course, worship.
Yes.
And create a religious home and a spiritual home for many people in the community.
Now, what can people expect when they come worship with you on Sundays?
That's good. Yeah, so we are part of what we call a mainline Protestant church. So we have, we call it a traditional worship service and the music is with an organ or a piano, hymn singing. And so I am the primary leader of prayers and preaching and that kind of thing. But as a congregational church, we believe that the people in the pews are also capable of leading as well. So they have a big part in the service as well, leading some of the prayers, scripture, doing all kinds of different things. And so, I really like doing creative things in worship. And so like this last Sunday, we had a outdoor service on our front lawn yesterday, I guess it was, and we had a blessing of the animals. So we said animals of all faiths were welcome to our worship service, and it was really fun. And people marveled how the pets all got along during the service.
That's pretty amazing.
Yes, it really is. Nobody barked at anyone, and so it was really lovely. And so after we did the worship, and then I went around and did an animal blessing in the tradition of St. Francis.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. And typically, how long are the services?
About an hour.
Okay.
Yep. Everyone, sometimes it'll go over a little bit, but generally it's about an hour.
Not that much.
Yeah.
Not that much. And I didn't realize that many people utilize the soup kitchen.
Yes,
and
it's really the food pantry. Yes, it's a huge amount. Yes, and it's meeting a huge need in our community. And again, there's no income barrier. People have to sign up, but if you come and say I need food, you're going to get it. So that's great.
Now, is there a form that they have to go online and fill out?
They have to register each year. And there's the organization keeps that data, but doesn't share it or anything like that. Yes. And so then each week when you come, they say you give your name, and they just check on, because you can only go to one pantry a week. Yes. So they do monitor.
I know they do more than one, so you can't go to one day, one to the other day. You can't just jump around.
Exactly. And there are quite a few of the volunteers come from First Church, but also some other churches in town as well, and no church. You don't have to be part of a church to participate in the food pantry program.
Oh, no?
No.
Really?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did not know that. So what other events do you got? I know there's a big one coming up. We're going to talk about that here in a few minutes. But what other events do you guys do as far as fundraisers go?
Well, there's also a Christmas fair in December, so
Okay.
that has crafts and bake sale and that kind of thing.
Yep.
And I think that's, we do a lot with Scouts, I would
Yes.
say. So we help them raise money with their different events.
Okay.
And so we have Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts. And whenever they have a fundraiser, it's a lot of church folk that are supporting. And the leaders of the troop are church folk as well, a lot of them. And so, so if you see a pasta dinner or a silent auction for the Scouts, you can be assured that we're part of that as well.
And I believe they also do, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, either Christmas trees or wreaths around the holiday time.
I think that's right.
I think that it's
Yes,
one of the two, because I
think
remember
that's right.
walking and seeing the little things
so
on the lawn.
I know I'm still about less than 6 months into it. So if you quiz me, I hope I would get a good grade.
I won't quiz you then. But from what I understand, we have a fair coming up.
We do. It's very
Emily, can you pop up
exciting.
that graphic, please? There we go.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so this is our big event of the year.
Okay.
The church starts promoting and planning and visioning, like in January.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so when I first came in February, there was that was one of the first meetings I went to, and there were like 40 leaders in the church who get together and plan this. And, what they have told me that, first of all, they say, Pastor Nicole, you're not going to believe how big this is. And so you're not going to believe. And I said, well, tell me about it. Well, you're just going to have to see for yourself.
Right.
And so I've seen some pictures, and some of the setup has already started, and
Yep.
I've seen all of the planning and all of the signups of all of the volunteers, and it's really incredible for a church that is kind of a humble country church,
Right.
that does this big fair.
Right.
Is amazing to me.
It is.
I'm so impressed, and I'm just in awe, really, of what people do to make this happen. So the fair is Friday and Saturday, August 8th and 9th.
Okay.
And basically all day.
Yep.
And it's basically all day, and just, there's so much going on. There are over 40 booths for crafters that come in from all over, not just Connecticut, but other places. And we really focus on handmade artisan crafts. And then that's all over the front lawn of the church. And then we have food booths, and that's church
That's in the
folk.
back.
Yes. And there's things like fried dough, bake sale, hot dogs, hamburgers, chowder, everything is homemade.
Yeah.
And then homemade lemonade, just so many things. And then being from the coast of Maine, and actually the daughter of commercial lobster fishermen, they said, well, what do you want to do to get involved? And I said, well, do you have lobster? And they said, well, we have had like a lobster dinner in the past, but we haven't had it in a while. And I said, well, maybe I could do lobster rolls. I hear you like lobster rolls in Connecticut.
Yes.
And so we have a lobster connection in the church.
All
and
right.
So I've got a crew. We're going to steam the lobsters, shell the lobsters, get them all ready, and then the lobster rolls will be on Saturday only, but that will be my specialty.
Okay. All right. So when I show up, I got to show up on Saturday and not Friday night. All right.
Exactly.
I can definitely do that.
Exactly.
I can do that. Yeah. Would you mind sticking around for another segment?
Sure.
All right.
Love it.
We'll be right back.
Scammers steal the identity of a Connecticut business to target people across the country in a fake invoice scam. Better Business Bureau Scam Tracker received hundreds of reports about an email that appears to come from PayPal and states there's an unpaid invoice from Palomino Bazaar LLC for around $1,000. It instructs the recipient to call the number if they don't recognize the charge and also includes links to view or pay the bill. The owner of Palomino Bazaar in New Canaan says the vintage furniture resale business was inactive. She believes the password to the email address associated with the company was exposed in a data breach and says that it was a password shared with the business's PayPal account, an account she has since closed. Invoice and money request scams are one of the most common frauds associated with PayPal, according to the company's website. If you've encountered this scam, report it to BBB Scam Tracker, even if you haven't lost money, to warn others. BBB recommends business owners do regular searches of their business to inspect their online presence. Use reverse image search if you believe someone has taken pictures from your website. And report scams to bbb.org/scamtracker.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti, sitting here with Pastor Nicole. Welcome back.
Thanks. It's good to be here.
Thanks for sticking around. So, we talked about a little bit in the first segment, the fair.
Yes.
I want to open up this segment, getting in more detail about the fair. But from what I remember in the past of the church fair, I believe it was Friday night, you guys had a dip supper.
Yes.
Are we doing that this year?
We are doing a dip supper.
Excellent.
And yes, so I guess people remember when one dip was 10 cents.
Yeah.
It's not going to be 10 cents.
No.
There has been some, inflation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've seen the sign-ups and the list of all of the yummy things.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be great. It's like a little bit of everything, and you can choose what you want. I know there's going to be meats, salads, desserts, everything.
Right.
It'll be wonderful. But I guess that is a real highlight.
Yes.
I've never heard of a dip supper
haven't
before
either.
I came here.
I haven't either.
So again, I'm going to be surprised and amazed with everyone else with what the church is able to do. It's really impressive.
And is that Friday night?
It's Friday night.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then there's some live music as well, which
Okay.
is amazing. On Friday night, there's a band. It's a jazz group. It's called We Three Trio,
Okay.
and that's Friday 5 to 8. And then on Saturday is the Engine Room.
Yes.
And that's, I think, 3 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
But earlier then there's a magic show. So we didn't talk about this, but we really have a place for kids to have fun.
Okay.
At the church fair. Actually, I live in the parsonage next to the church.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I've been informed that the front yard of the parsonage becomes the kids' place.
It does.
And there is a bounce house, 2 bounce houses, and then there's a wildlife program with some animals that is coming as
Oh, really?
well.
I didn't know
Yes.
that.
And so this is a new group for us. And then, there's going to be some toys for sale, just an area that kids can really have fun.
Cool.
And so there is a big tag sale, but we're putting the kids' stuff all together so that the kids can really enjoy
nice.
that together.
Nice.
So the magic show on Saturday, and then of course, on the bounce house wildlife program as well.
The magic show, is that Bob Hale?
It is.
Okay.
Bob Hale.
I know Bob.
Yes. I understand he's quite an attraction, and
Yes.
everyone loves him.
Yeah, I've seen Bob perform
Yeah.
many times because
Yeah.
Bob actually works for the CIAC
Oh, okay.
up in Cheshire, but before that, he was actually vice principal at Morgan.
Oh,
in Clinton.
wow. Okay. Nice.
Bob actually handed me my diploma when I graduated.
Wow.
So I always enjoy seeing Bob every year around
Yes.
town. And
Yes. That sounds like that kids is a real draw.
Yes,
For kids.
yeah, it's a
Probably kids of all ages.
oh, absolutely. I've sat in on his when I last year at the fair. I happened to be walking by. He looks at me. He's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'll be back." He's like, I'm about to go on. Grab a chair, sit down.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah.
And what other types of events can people expect? Obviously, it's 2 days.
It's 2 days.
It's Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday. So another piece is the tag sale.
Okay.
And the tag sale, I've already seen a lot has come in, but there's antiques, there's new in box, there's collectibles, there are records which are now popular again, like from there's some, I saw some records from the 60s, you know, some popular music from the 60s, 70s, 80s, books. And then there's like a silent auction tent as well, which is going to have some of the nicer fancy items that we'll have there. And then we also have a special booth for vintage jewelry and purses.
Cool.
So again, great for collecting or looking, you know, vintage is really in now.
Yes.
And thrifting and that kind of thing, finding ways to, you know, utilize the resources we already have.
Right.
Most of us do not need to buy more stuff in our
No.
houses. But it feels good to be able to repurpose, reuse, thrift, take vintage things and give them a new life. And so this is a way to do that and support the church and the community, because really, if we didn't do this fundraiser, it would be really rough for us for our budget and to do all the community outreach that we do.
Now, is this the major fundraiser of the year?
Yes, it
you
is.
guys?
It really is. Yes. So this is you know, and a lot of churches have a hard time doing these summer fairs, and
Yes.
now, and our church has kept it up, and it's really quite the thing. It's really amazing. I'm
It
just
is.
so proud that we're able to do that.
And one of the other things you're going to want to watch for the fair, the weather.
Well, we all have been praying for good weather, and even yesterday when we had our blessing of the animals, it was raining, you know, at 8 a.m.
That's right, it
and
did rain
so
at- it
I
did
said,
rain
no,
at that
I
hour."
think it's going to be fine, and it was. So, you know, can't say that I have a direct access to the weather. But, you know, we do
Yes.
pray, we will pray for good weather. But it is rain or shine.
Yes.
We do not postpone, we do not reschedule.
No.
And so if it rains a little, you know we're still going to be there. And so,
Now, is it always the same time every year, or just the date?
I think it's the same weekend every year.
Okay.
And so we ask
Which is the second
the
weekend?
second weekend in
August.
August.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
So it's before school, but after a lot of people have done their vacations,
Yep.
and the summer folk in town and on the shoreline can enjoy it. And it's really such a great time for people to come together.
Now, how often do you, and I know yesterday you did your services on the lawn. How often do you do your services on the lawn?
Well, so during COVID, a lot of churches closed down.
Yes.
And so this church decided to do outdoor worship,
Okay.
even in the winter. And so they had, in, 2021, they had Christmas Eve outside, and it was such a moving and wonderful experience that they decided to keep up some of that in the coming years. And I'm a real outdoors person anyway.
Yes.
I love being outdoors, and so I said, you have this beautiful lawn. It just seems, and it's got that nice slope. It's like meant for being outdoors. And so I suggested, why don't we try once a month this summer? And so that's what we've been doing. And so we started with, we had a special Memorial Day weekend worship service, like a Veterans
Right.
Remembrance. And so then in June and then July, and then we'll do another one the end of August, fourth Sundays in the
Sunday.
summer.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's been
Nice.
fun. So utilize our beautiful location,
Right.
and right in the center of town,
you guys are right downtown.
which we love. Some people worry about the noise from the train comes by, there might be a fire truck that goes out or whatever, but that just means that we are part of the community. We're hearing the sights and sounds, and we are embedded. We're not separate from or outside. We're part of it. And so having outdoor worship helps to remind us, hey, we're always here, whether you can see us or not. And in the summer, you can certainly see us.
Nice.
Very busy.
Nice. And let's talk about the website. If people want more information on the church, the fair, where should they go?
Yes, you can always go to the website, firstchurchclinton.org.
Okay.
Yes, and we also have social media on Facebook. We are pretty active on there, and the Town of Clinton website. And it's been in some local magazines and things like that. But anyway, it's always Friday, Saturday, second weekend in August 8th and 9th.
Okay.
And so there may be 1 or 2 booths left for crafters, if there's any last minute crafter.
But you might have sold out by now. But
exactly. So we'll see. But it's going to be a great way to spend a beautiful summer day on the shoreline, and enjoy the community. We're right across. You can, see the water. You can walk to the town beach. You can, Clinton is such a great town.
It is.
And I think the church fair, when I heard about it, they said, well, we call it the Clinton Fair, but it's really the church fair. And I said, well, why don't you call it the Clinton Church Fair? And they said, well, we really think of it as the town fair, but it's something that the church does. And I said, well, then it's really the church's gift to the town to do this. And I think it helps promote our town. It gets the other businesses downtown busier, brings people to the area. And so we're really proud to be a part of that.
And one of the other things that you guys do in the spring is the Easter egg hunt.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we have the Easter egg hunt with the Lions Club. I was part of that as well. I have some Easter bunnies of my own, some live Easter bunnies, so I brought them to
You do?
Yes, I do.
Oh my goodness.
It's a very busy weekend in our family because the rabbits are busy and I'm busy. But it's really been really great. And then, we forgot to talk about Christmas in Clinton is also is part of the church grounds.
When is that?
As well. It's
December.
It's in December. It's one of those weekends in December. I don't know.
Check the website.
Exactly.
Check the website.
Yes.
Check my website and we'll get you.
And we do a live nativity as part of the festivities for that, which is fun.
Well, Pastor Nicole, I want to thank you for coming down, and hopefully we'll have you on again soon.
That would be great. It's really good to get to know you and all your great work in the community, and whatever I or the church can do to support you and get the word out about your show and your good works. We'd love to do that.
All righty. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
On behalf of Pastor Nicole, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks. Good night. We'll see you next time.
All right.
The preceding program was brought to you in part by FTD. FTD.com for all of your gift-giving needs.